Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an incredible day. For some reason I woke up with an immense amount of energy. I'm not really sure where it's coming from, but without further ado, let's jump right into it. Financial regulators in China appear set to crack down on cryptocurrency trading again after President Xi Jinping's praise for blockchain technology revived speculation in the sector. Regulators in each district of Shanghai must search and inspect local crypto exchange related services before the 22nd of November and report to the central bank for further actions, according to an official notice signed by the Shanghai Internet Finance Rectification Agency and the Shanghai Bureau of the People's Bank of China. The notice emerged online on Friday. Chinese business publication Caixin confirmed its authenticity in a report published later that evening. The effort is led by the Shanghai government's Finance Bureau. The move underscores China's The move underscores China's complicated relationship with emerging decentralized technologies. In his speech earlier this month, President Xi called on his countrymen to accelerate the development of blockchain technology, and China has long been a favored location for Bitcoin miners. On the other hand, the government banned crypto to fiat trading and ICOs 2 years ago. Near the height of the bubble, crypto to crypto trading remained accessible. According to the notice, regulators in each district of Shanghai are required to look for any entity that is organizing virtual currency trading activities inside China or ICOs using a blockchain. Promotion, null, and brokerage services inside China for ICO projects that are registered outside the country also fall under the inspection scope. Long story short, for those of you who were not here, most of you I believe were, we were talking about the uptick in interest once again of the cryptocurrency space when the president of China came forward and said that he loved blockchain. Blockchain was awesome. Blockchain was cool. And I think he told everyone in the country during his speech that they should do what they can to embrace blockchain technology. Part of the issue being when people hear blockchain, typically they think of cryptocurrencies. And typically, if you think of cryptocurrencies, most people on the planet know one major cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. The Bitcoin's price shot up by 20%. What we've seen in the last couple of days is that China is trying to backtrack, but it's not a backtrack. It's like we still love blockchain, but stop talking about crypto. Because what's happened is that people assumed or thought, and I mean logically one has to think so, that when the president of an entire country says to embrace blockchain, one would assume it means all aspects of blockchain and not just centralized aspects of blockchain. With this as well, the most interesting part, first of all, here's the actual article right here, and then the actual piece of paper. I can't read Mandarin, so if you can, here's the actual official statement, like they were saying that they actually verified it was actually real. China has been, for a couple of months, according to alleged reports, been working on their own digital money token, something blockchainy that they're talking about trying to release. They're doing so because they're trying to get ahead of Libra before Facebook can launch it, because there is government leaders believe, for those of you who don't know, Facebook is banned in China, as is Google, as is many, I mean, you name it. It's all banned. However, people still use, what are these things called? Oh gosh, that's a shame. The thing where you can get to something else with it being blocked and you can still use it. People are finding other ways to be able to access these platforms. People in China still use Facebook, even though Facebook is banned. People get around it. There's always a way. So the idea has been, if Facebook launches their coin, token, asset, whatever, before anyone else does, it could be a threat because people would start to use that before they would use, or they would find it more favorable to use than fiat money. So China was like, nope, we're going to do all of this before anyone else can. And the idea has always been, for those of you who didn't realize the underlying tone, the idea has been use our coin, that is to say China coin, because it's better than Bitcoin, because it's better than this, because it's better than that. You don't need the other things because we're telling you that ours is better. So they're in this really weird race where, and it's going to be quite fascinating to see how this develops over the next 5 years. Next year, I believe the Sesame score becomes mandatory within China. That's going to be fascinating to see how that takes shape. The second part, and I guess maybe the third, fourth, and fifth part are as well. People in China already have a sense of what decentralized money is. The world, China, is set to change dramatically once there is no longer any free money. Once all their paper money is gone and everything is tracked and digital, people are expecting, and I'm trying to choose my words lightly, people are wondering if the future will be a power struggle and if people will simply choose to try and access more decentralized currencies to have more control over their own personal lives. That's the nicest way of saying it. So what we're seeing is, and we're going to continue seeing more of this until I think that they think that people have gotten the message as far as what is and what isn't allowed within China. They're trying to backtrack and say, or rather, they're trying to simply state that don't use decentralized currencies, simply only use what we're telling you. And this is why they are cracking down, if you will, which ties us directly into the next story. Binance's official account on China's major microblogging website known as Weibo, or Weibo, I'm going to say Weibo, it doesn't really matter, has been blocked. The account of the major global exchange was blocked on the 13th of November, purportedly due to a violations of the site's policies. Taiwan-based publication The China Times reported on the 15th of November. At press time, Binance's Weibo page, Weibo doesn't matter, page is blocked, displaying a notice that the account has violated provisions of the Weibo Community Convention. All content, including Binance's posts and a number of followers, is currently unavailable. Cointelegraph has contacted Binance for a comment on the issue, but the exchange has not replied. Along insider reports about more stringent penalties for the industry in China, the action could also be caused by Binance's launch of a new fiat gateway in the country. Su Hongbing, chairman of Singapore's Blockchain Technology Foundation, told the China Times that the suspension of the Binance account on Weibo is connected with its initiative to accept fiat currencies through China's payment giants Alipay and WeChat. For those, I mean, it all connects. It's just about control. China is trying to, really just watch a documentary. It's basically common knowledge at this point. China is trying to control every single thing that happens in and out of their country. This is why, remember about a week ago when we had Changpeng Zhao came forward and he was like, I think China's great. I think China's awesome. I think cryptocurrency in China is going to flourish. I think so and so and so. And then we had news that apparently, Binance was going to be opening up a new wing in China, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's in China again. Everyone completely lost their minds. We also had indication that apparently they were working with Alipay and WeChat in some sort of way for people to be able to trade cryptocurrencies on these platforms. Part of the problem is that's illegal. You can't do that because China's trying to make a clear path. No trees, no forests, no lakes, nothing. Just a straight path down the road that says our crypto. Only ours, no one else's. You must use this. This is why we've seen an uptick in the amount of over-the-counter trading happening within China, because all of that is legal because it has to go through the government. Any money passing hands back and forth is apparently legal, but all of that information gets sent to the government. So the fact that they were, for those of you who don't know, WeChat is pretty much the equivalent of, I guess, I want to say like WhatsApp, Facebook, maybe Instagram, kind of. Think of those platforms smashed into one. And Alipay is pretty much like the PayPal of everything. Like everything in China usually, like I think like 80 or 90% of web traffic like flows through these things. Like all the teenagers are using it. Everyone, you can book your dentist appointment. You can go to you can do everything just from these apps. You can supermarket everything. So any type of free movement on these platforms is also banned, and I think it says it somewhere in this article over here. Binance's Changpeng Zhao confirmed that Binance has started accepting Fiat via Alipay and WeChat on the 9th. Following the announcement, Alipay stated that it will be banning all transactions identified. Yeah. So this is what, I guess my confusion was cleared up rather quickly. Binance announced that they were working with Alipay and WeChat to be able to accept fiat on a platform that had banned all other usage of cryptocurrencies. And then the following day, Alipay was like, nope. So they banned all transactions that had to do or were connected with Bitcoin the following day, which makes a lot of sense. Where's the other thing? Tron Foundation. Wow, I'm shocked at this one. Tron apparently has also had their Weibo account blocked as well. Huobi and OKEX, I think they know how to play ball. Where was the other really interesting part of this? No. Here we go. Here's to let you understand exactly how much control is had over everything. It says, meanwhile, China's social media platform Weibo has banned users from publishing any posts, anything that contain blockchain and the words crypto trading at the same time. So you cannot post anything. Hey, I just bought some Bitcoin on a blockchain through crypto trading. Your post would be blocked. Think of how centralized and controlled you have to be. Like most social media platforms now in Western air quotes countries typically has it so that if you say something offensive, in like a couple of hours, if someone catches it, it gets taken down. Imagine you posting something and then you're blocked immediately. Such content contains information that violates related laws and regulation on Weibo's community terms. According to the message that pops up when a user tries to mention both terms, it is not clear when the restriction was put in place. As of Friday, it was still possible to publish the phrase crypto trading or blockchain, just not together. It's scary. It's very like hyper dystopian. It's something that you would see in like a 1982 movie about like the year like 2007. And lo and behold, I guess it took us a while to really get here. But the point is, this ties also into the very end of the video, but China appears to be trying to regain control of the situation. I think that they thought that by announcing blockchain and so and not mentioning the word Bitcoin, that people would simply lose interest in Bitcoin. I don't know what it is. I haven't really figured out why. I guess it's impossible for them, not impossible, but it'd take them a while to get there. Government leaders and even banks and all this other stuff, I think they don't understand the popularity of cryptocurrencies. And even in 2018, the situation that we saw, it appeared like they were expecting it to kind of diminish, disappear. People would not care about it. But as economic things continue to happen around the world, more people keep jumping into the cryptocurrency space as like a safety or just some other way to be able to transact. And I don't think government leaders really figure this out. Like, who was the person who said a couple of months ago, he was like, it was something along the lines of like, why do we need crypto? Why do we need faster transactions? Things are good as is. And it's like, you're a billionaire, dude. Like, you don't have the same problems that people who are living paycheck to paycheck live, or people who are living in huts somewhere live. Like, it's not the same kind of thing. Like, people need different things, and you are at the top of the ranking list, and therefore I don't know, it doesn't matter. The entire point being is that I assume a major crackdown will happen before China releases their coin, whenever that might be. The news that we had for a while was that it was going to launch in November. We have about a good 11 12 days left in this month, so we shall see. Let's move on. Next up, almost 200 developers, 200, are currently reviewing Bitcoin improvement proposals, or BIPs, around Taproot and Schnorr, upgrade to the premier cryptocurrency that could usher in enhanced privacy and scalability. Pioneered by Zappo Bitcoin Core contributor Anthony Towns, the idea is to get as many developers as possible to review the changes, to battle test the Bitcoin improvement proposals, and make sure the ideas are actually safe. He said this is a way to make sure people understand the proposals as early as possible. Organizers have been calling the review group an experiment, as the style of review group has never been organized so far, and they're not quite sure how it will go. Towns pointed to chain code developer John Newberry's weekly Bitcoin review group as a model for roping developers into the review process. BIPs are always public for anyone to review, and there are plenty of avenues for offering feedback, like, worst case, if there's a security vulnerability with the code, but not everyone knows how this process works. I'm excited. If you think I've been waiting a long time for Ethereum 2.0 or for Plasma or for anything to upgrade on Ethereum, I've been waiting even longer than this. The idea was in 2000, was it 13 or 14? One day Bitcoin would have completely private transactions, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, that's going to be insane. The issue is, the discussion that we've had before, not to go too deep into it, Bitcoin is valuable, in case you didn't know. And the idea is that you cannot, this is the idea, that you cannot upgrade willy-nilly. You can't upgrade when you want, how quick you want, how fast you want, because if you break the code, if something happens, if people lose their money, then people themselves lose faith in Bitcoin. So everything that is ever proposed on Bitcoin has to be battle tested for a very, 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 very long time. And the proposals for Taproot and Schnorr have been around for at least, I want to say, 2.5 years. The idea is to have something similar to remember sharding for Ethereum, where imagine you have a piece of glass, you break it, it breaks into shards, you hand it to someone else and then they reform it, but along the way, as it's being given to your friend, everyone in your house picks up a shard, transports it, all gives it to your friend, so no one can tell what the complete transaction says as it's being sent to your friend until your friend puts it back together. It is going to happen that in the future we are going to have private transactions, or at least more private ways of transacting inconspicuously. It'll be difficult for people to figure out where these transactions are going and where they came from, and that is going to be a glorious day. I am going to assume it's going to take at least another 2 to 3 years. Everything has to work out for Bitcoin. A lot of other Bitcoin forks have had constant upgrades every 6 months, things like that, very rapid ones, and then a lot of them don't work. They aren't picked up by other miners, or they're simply reversed in a very centralized way. We're not going to even get into that, but the point being, I'm very excited for this. This is going to be a game changer. Imagine a world where you're told that you have to only use this money, and you find a way, or you find out that Bitcoin has private transactions and no one can stop you from using it. People are ready. There are already tons of countries where Bitcoin is banned, and people still use Bitcoin. Imagine how different the world will be when we can use our money freely. It's going to be fascinating. Anyway, I like that. Let's move on. Those fingers are huge. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. What happened there? The Finnish Financial Services Authority, or Finfsa, has officially, that's gross, has officially registered local Bitcoins as a virtual currency provider. Starting at the beginning of November 2019, Finland only allows official registered providers who fulfill the legal requirements to operate in the country. I'm trying to scroll by it. In order to receive the registration, local Bitcoins had to prove to the Finfsa that it had implemented suitable anti-money laundering and know your customer procedures, along with having adequate safeguards for customer assets. Management and key personnel also had to fulfill the criteria to be considered inserted, blah, blah, blah. Finland is seen as having a high level of control and trust in the global community, and being an official virtual currency provider opens new business opportunities for local Bitcoins. The CEO, Sebastian Zontag, said, Finland is a well-functioning society, why would you need to say that, which holds trust and confidence at high levels. At the same time, the controls in the financial sector are of particularly high quality, and the position of clients is well protected, end quote. For those of you who do not know what this is, this was very popular years ago. It's dwindled, and I'll explain why. Local Bitcoins is a website where you could get local Bitcoin. Pretty much, I believe it was an app. You downloaded it. It was kind of like, imagine Imagine Binance or Coinbase, but on your phone and you paid in cash. You would simply open it up and go, yeah, I have an extra 200 on me. I want to buy some Bitcoin. And you would find, like, it would show a map who's near you. Okay, and you message that person and say, hey, give me your Bitcoin. And they say, hey, give me your money. You go, okay, let's meet in this cafe. And you meet in the cafe, swap the money, swap the coins, bam. Got your crypto. As you might have imagined, this is not something that regulators want. This is not something that banks want. This is not something that anyone who is not already rich wants, simply because they don't know what's going on. So, over the last year or so, there has been a lot of scrutiny against local Bitcoins for what they've been doing. And they said, fine, we'll be regulated. It's okay. It's cool. But at the same exact time as they said that, other platforms started popping up because people stopped using local Bitcoins, because the point of local Bitcoins was to be able to get Bitcoin locally without having to give someone your name or your blood type or your shoe size or where you live. Those are very simple things that a lot of people don't simply want to do. However, local Bitcoins was like, we'll play ball. And they started doing it, but they've lost a lot of favor. I don't use it, but amongst people around the world, simply because of the things I just told you. Tying directly into the next story. One of the main competitors to local Bitcoins has taken even more of its market share as the Finnish company seeks regulatory compliance. That's local Bitcoins. In a blog post on the 19th of November, Local Cryptos, formerly known as Local Ethereum, said it has completed the pivotal steps of adding support for Bitcoin as well as for Ether. The platform is a one-stop shop for crypto to fiat on-ramps worldwide, beginning with Bitcoin and Ether. The blog post reads, describing the move as a large milestone. In the future, more cryptocurrencies will be joining its offerings. Local Cryptos will list more or some of the most popular Ethereum-based tokens over time. Will develop a new smart contract to handle ERC-20s, and in the more distant future, ERC-721s. I'm going to assume they're going to add the same basket of ERC-20 tokens that we continue to see added on just about every single platform. I think it's Lisk, Omise Go, BAT, love that coin, this coin, that coin. But of course, as usual, it's usually Bitcoin and Ether as the top dogs to get added. So what I find funny, and I'll just be completely honest with you, when I say that regulations take a long time, this is kind of what I mean by it. Local Bitcoins was at the top of the charts. It was, very, very popular. So many people were using it. As it became more popular, others started to branch off. Like I always say, if there's one and they're successful, 5 more will branch from it. And from one of those 5, if that's successful, 5 more will branch off from that. There are multiple places that are very similar to local Bitcoins. Many places. As regulators have taken, 13, 18 months to find a way to regulate local Bitcoins, make them sign paperwork, get this drafted, do so and so and so, many other platforms have already grown. So all that's going to happen is that people will simply uninstall local Bitcoins and start using another platform. And even then, like I'm sure there's so many other places that have like local this, local that, local blah blah blah, where you can also just use them as well. As always, if you plan on using these things, 1, make sure that it's legal where you live. I do not want anyone getting in trouble. 2, make sure that it's trusted. Just because there are other platforms that are similar to this doesn't mean that they are, or going to be as safe as local Bitcoins might have been. Just always make sure, always check reviews. Always, always, always check for like at least 20 minutes. Like there was somebody, there was some other app, this is about 6 months ago. This guy decided he wanted to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. You all know how it turned out. I don't think he passed away, but I'm pretty sure he got his stuff rocked. I mean, you can't tell somebody I have 5,000 in cash on me. That's not how the world works. You gotta chop it up into little pieces. That's not. Anyway, here's the actual announcement. Announcing local cryptos. So always do your own research. Make sure it's legal. and make sure that that you're going to be safe if you're using it. And to kind of finish things off, a panel. I'm so energetic. It's really, really weird. Like I have this like energy flowing through me. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Maybe because the sun is out, maybe because it's morning. I don't know exactly what it is. And it's really funny. I have to record more stuff for my second channel. And I'm like, I guess maybe I'm hyped to do that as well. Like for those of you, I'm just a little whatever. I've been playing like 5 games a day. It's getting really intense. And like, I love all of it. Anyway. Okay. Sorry. I think it's just how my energy is like flowing. I haven't even, I had breakfast. I haven't had tea yet. Anyway. Wow. Back on track. A panel of senior British lawyers and judges has moved to clarify the status on cryptocurrencies in law. The UK jurisdiction task force of the Law Tech Delivery Panel published a legal statement on Monday recognizing crypto assets as tradable property under English and Welsh law. The statement also defines smart contracts as enforceable agreements under English law. These are very significant. These two right here are very significant. The government-backed LTDP is an industry-led effort set up to assist the transformation of the UK legal sector through technology. The UK Jurisdiction Task Force, one of 6 panels under its umbrella, is chaired by, I'm not going to read all the names, yada, 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 calling a statement a watershed. Sir Voss said it addresses a number of difficult legal topics in very approachable and intelligible manner. The task force undertook the effort to provide much-needed market confidence and a degree of legal certainty as regards English common law in an area that is critical to the successful development and use of crypto assets and smart contracts in the global financial services industry and beyond. What's interesting here is that, 1, regulation, thank you, UK. 2, tradable property is a very interesting term because it gives complete legal status to cryptocurrencies. It is, in essence, saying, by law, if you own it, this is yours. I mean, it usually has tax implications as well. Like, if you sell it, you're still selling property, and therefore you must be taxed in a certain way. But the legal claim to it is very interesting. In a number of other countries, I've also listed cryptocurrencies as property, which means it's yours. And if someone takes it, you have the right to sue them. You have the right to so and so and so. And it also gives all these other legal, I want to say, safeguards in a sort of way. If someone is custodying your property and they lose your property, they have to pay you back for your property. It's all these little things. Very fascinating. And also the enforceable agreements, which then also makes smart contracts within the United Kingdom a legal way of enforcing something. So in the future, if things do become more blockchainy and people are using smart contracts as a way to sell property, to sell this, to sell a car, it has to be legally enforced as any other contract would, which then makes blockchain a legally valid option for doing business within the United Kingdom. It's very, very fascinating how things are shaping up. I wasn't expecting a law or ruling to make cryptocurrencies currency and or money within a lot of these countries. You have to understand the power, the might of major countries around the world are not trying to bend the knee to any digital code. They're just not trying to do it. So the fact that we still get a bit of a pass by, not as being banned, but as actual property that can be traded, is still a bit of a win for us. It allows us to be able to legally trade it. It is property. We can own it. We can sell it. We'll be taxed on it. However, we do have a legal right to actually own it. How awesome is that? At least in my eyes. I mean, listen, you can't have it all, so it's better to have a slice of the pie than just a pan that has nothing in it. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Morham Maroney, Master Ventures in Thailand, Brady Niels, Woody and Daisy, Triple M and J, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Adobo, Mill Weezy, Mechanic, Strange Radio Central, Crypto Artist, Gold D3D, Cryptopolis, Nicholas Ronaldo, and Peace One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Crypto Beer Shipmate, Paxis, Nick Manja, Lavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller His Chest Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Yes 2, Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Semi, Buucha, Ting Tang, Walla Walla Bing Bang, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, and Shoop Shoop Diddy Wop, Hummer Hummer Wang Dang. Two breaths, look at me. Thank you all very, very much for your support at the moment. For those of you not looking at the screen or who do not know, I do apologize for telling you this. Bitcoin is down, as is most of the cryptocurrency market. For some reason, last night, the market decided to go down as I slept warmly in my bed. At the moment, there's not an enormous amount of news about as to why the market is down, at least at the time of me making this video. However, I would assume it's a mixture of whale pressure or maybe the China stuff. I think a lot of the hype that might have been there from the potential of China getting in further to the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space is being stepped on rapidly by regulators in that country. And therefore, people may be fearful. People get so fearful so easily. It's very, very weird. Like, if something good happens, everyone's completely elated and everyone loses their minds and starts buying cryptocurrency. But the moment a country's like, or they clarify what they said, everyone's like, oh, woe is us, and start selling. I don't know. It kind of is what it is. I mean, we'll have good news at some point, and then the market will go back up and everyone will be really happy. And then some regulator will go, I hate Bitcoin. And then the price will go back down. Tis what it is. Everything is down. I mean, except for Tether. Yay. And I did say it like a day or two ago. I was like, I'm expecting another push down. It seems a bit too obvious now. Remember the whole thing that we were talking about as far as all the analysts at the exact same time talking about that Bitcoin's price was going to go down. And that was 4 days ago, corresponding to the 2018 Bitcoin SV birth and 2019 same date Bcash hard fork. This is all coordinated. Also, don't forget that a lot of the people who are into SV and into Bcash also hold a significant amount of Bitcoin. They get extra money from the forks, so they also benefit when prices go down because they're probably also able to buy more Bitcoin. But the market's red, except for the stablecoins. I mean, if you're holding stablecoins, man, you're making out like a bandit. A whole 0.10 up, you're making all the monies. All right. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I'm going to get rid of some of this energy and go play video games. Woo. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.